Rant YouTuber 8675309 here, and Sonic has always had a rough transition to 3D. Greetings everyone, WolfinZ here. Sonic never did survive the transition to 3D, huh? Jokes aside, that is a sentiment I am tired of hearing. That and the whole Sonic Adventure was never good spiel. Just shut up, okay? Sonic Adventure was peak. However, it's funny to think that Sonic's first venture into the world of 3D gaming was almost entirely different. Sonic X-treme, baby! The great Sega Saturn exclusive that never was. Intended to release in 1996, this was going to be Sonic's first 3D adventure, and no, Sonic's 3D Blast doesn't count. That barely counts as a game.
What if God was one of us? Just a slot like one of us.
The game went through many, and I mean many plot revisions, but the main concept was going to be about Sonic stopping Dr. Robotnik from stealing the 6 magical rings from Tyriar Bubowski? 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 They might as well make this the 6 magical cock rings. The gameplay was going to heavily focus on gravity and had these weird abstract levels. It's kind of like a proto-Mario Galaxy. Sonic was going to have some new attacks, including the ability to throw rings at people, a power we never see revisited. The fan-favorite Metal Sonic was set to make a reappearance, along with the man, the myth, the legend, Fang the Sniper. I love this little bastard. Overall, the concepts for this game sounded pretty solid, if not a little standard for a platformer of this time. The only downside is the god-awful fisheye lens. Like, why? Initially, this game was set to have a tie-in movie called Sonic: Wonders of the World, which is a pretty lame title. The plot was going to involve Sonic and Robotnik escaping the game world and entering the real world.
Way past cool, huh?
What's up?
And was going to have a climax at an amusement park. There isn't too much information on this one, but there is a laundry list of cancelled Sonic movies. You know, like the one Ken Penders wanted to make about the nuclear holocaust, called Sonic Armageddon. Man, Ken Penders, he's a story for another time. Now, there are plenty of videos detailing the development of Sonic X-treme and how it was a mishandled mess on Sega's part. I'm just going to do a brief overview because I would rather focus on the concepts and content of this cancelled game than its full production history. Sega was riding an all-time high due to the success of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and spirits were high. Xtreme started development in 1994. The game was originally titled Sonic 32X and was meant to be a game for Sega's very own tuner, the 32X, an interesting little piece of hardware that was seen as a flop at the time. Development quickly moved to the newer and sleeker Sega Saturn, and thus the game was renamed. Sega split development up into 2 teams with 2 completely different engines and proceeded to work the developers to death, often working 16 to 20 hours a day. While game companies have more employees nowadays, the mindset really hasn't changed. One of the lead developers contracted pneumonia and was told that he had 6 months left to live. Thankfully, he lived. Anyways, Sega tried to continue on with development even attempting to switch over to the Nights into Dreams engine. However, that didn't work out for various reasons. In late 1996, it was decided to scrap development altogether. Those poor kids who eagerly bought the Sega Saturn, waiting for a new Sonic game, had to settle with Sonic 3D Blast instead. Which is certainly something. Personally, I would rather have a vasectomy with no anesthesia than play that game. What little was left of Sonic X-treme was dumped into Sonic Jam, which is not a game about basketball.
Shadow basketball!
Thank you.
Hey Sega, remember when you put effort into your game re-releases? Seriously though, Sonic Jam is cool. It's got these neat little animations, and what's left of Sonic X-treme as the hub world. On the bright side, Sonic did get a new 3D game on the Saturn, Sonic R, which despite all of its flaws, still has a banger soundtrack. I really don't want to come off as rude towards the overworked team that sacrificed their mental and physical health to work on a game that was never released, but part of me is glad that Sonic X-treme never came out. Imagine a world where it was released and it was a smash hit. Think about the ramifications. Imagine how many more 3D platformers would have this god-awful fisheye lens view. I want to play my video games without throwing up, damn it. That being said, this game has a certain vibe and aesthetic that hasn't been recaptured. It's a shame that all of the hard work had to go to waste, and it's a damn shame it took over 20 years to get another game with my man Fang the Sniper. You know, they should bring back his sister too.
Grab yourself a snack and a glass of orange juice and try not to reach through the screen because here we go!
Sega took their time and created a new team and developed Sonic Adventure, the greatest game of all time. Seriously though, whether you think this game holds up now or not, you have to admit, Sega sparked some kind of magic. People still talk about this game and its story over 20 years later, and it keeps drawing in new generations of fans. A true adventure free may never happen, but we will always have the classic. I hope you enjoyed my brief dive into the world of cancelled Sonic games. Maybe next time I'll cover Sonic X-treme. That's right, there's another cancelled Sonic game called Sonic X-treme, but this time with an E. It's all about skateboarding, and I love skateboarding. In video games, I suck at it IRL. Heck, if you ask me nicely, maybe next time I'll talk about Sonic Crackers. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like or a comment. Any feedback is really appreciated. I thrive off this stuff. Until next time, gamers, rock on and wolf out.
When it's time to change, you won't know how. It won't matter years from now. No matter what you think or do or say, everything turns gray.